Hi Golf, it's Nick here from American Golf. I'm down at the Aintree store today, and today I have with me 7 different clubs. So doing a kind of head-to-head, if you like. I've got 7 game improvement irons. I'm looking at the top 7 brands at American Golf stock, the best performing game improvement iron in 2017. So the clubs I have with me today, I've got Titleist 718 AP1, Ping G400, King Cobra F7, Mizuno JPX 900 hot metal, Callaway Big Bertha, TaylorMade MC GP, and the Wilson Staff D300. I've got in each of the clubs KBS Tour 120 stiff. So same shaft in each club. All 7 irons apart from Mizuno. That's the 6 iron, so I will be factoring that in when we look at the numbers. So I'm literally going to be testing these clubs for performance. Which one is the best performing club in 2017? I really don't have a clue which one it's going to be. But I'm not going to be necessarily looking here at the looks and the feel, which I normally do, and I obviously normally take into consideration the price as well. I'm literally going to be testing these for performance, which one is the best performing. So I'm going to start off 3 shots out the centre, look at consistency, dispersion, ball flight, trajectory. I'm going to try and look at everything really in these centre strikes, but then I'm going to be looking at what happens when you hit these clubs off centre. So I'm going to hit one off the toe, one off the heel, see what the drop off is in ball speed mainly, see what happens when you hit these clubs across the different parts of the face. Obviously these are game improvement irons, they are designed to be hit across the face and still perform, so I'm going to be testing them for those off-centre strikes. I'm going to put face tape on so you can kind of see where I struck it on the face. Obviously they're not going to be all the same, but I'm going to try and get them as close to the toe or the heel as possible. I'll be using Titleist Pro V1 golf balls on Trackman in the American Golf store here at Aintree, so let's see how I get on. Okay, so I've decided to go alphabetical order just because I couldn't decide which order to go in. So I've got Callaway Big Bertha, so we've got KBS Tour 120 stiff shafts. So to start with, 3 centre strikes. Okay, felt pretty good. Good strike out the centre. Nice little draw. Slightly pulled that one. Okay, one more. Pretty good strike, so slight overdraw. Felt pretty good. So you can see similar ball flight each time with the Callaway. So pretty good strikes, to be fair, all out the middle. Now let's go toe strike now. See what happens with the toe strike. So those were going 160 plus, I think. Sort of 120 plus ball speed. So we'll see what happens when we hit this one out of toe. Okay, so low toe. Almost missed that, but still 116 ball speed, 161 carry. Still got distance, obviously way to the right, probably lower as well. Now let's go one heel. Slightly harder to get these out of the heel, but let's give it a go. Okay, definitely out the heel that. Pretty good test, that 158 carry 117. So we're going to sit down afterwards and look at those numbers. But if you take a look on the face there, you can clearly see the ones I hit pretty close up to the middle, one low toe, and then that last one there out the heel. So pretty good test there for the Callaway Big Bertha. Okay, second club here, we've got Cobra King F7. So to start with, centre strikes if possible. Not bad, nice little draw, 164 carry, 115 ball speed. Wasn't perfectly out the middle of that, but pretty close. better strike that. It's gone a bit higher. So 159 carry. Ball speed jumped up, so did spin. That was probably slightly better contact. Not quite out the middle of these, but pretty close. One more. That felt better. Yeah. Slight overdraw, 167 carry, so ball speed jumped up, 122 there. So strikes out the middle, pretty good. Weren't the best, but let's see what happens when you hit these off centre now. So let's try and hit one out the toe. Again, low toe, pretty good example. 161 carry still, 118 ball speed. Not a massive jump, drop down there. Okay, now one up the hill. That was way out the hill, that. Yeah, dropped off to 145. That was way out the hill, that was almost a shank, but just about got it. Big drop off though in speed. So taking a look at the strikes there. So looking at the strikes there, you can clearly see that last one way out the hill, low toe, and then the ones towards the middle. Maybe not the best striking, but pretty close to what I was trying to do. So next up we've got Mizuno JPX 900 hot metal. This is a 6 iron, so Mizuno give us 6 irons in our demo equipment for whatever reason. So I will bear that in mind looking at these numbers, but same shaft, KBS tool, 120 stiff. So 3 centre strikes to start. Slight little overdraw, felt good. 180 carry, 125 ball speed, so I'm expecting a bit more distance, a bit more ball speed out of this 6 iron than some of those 7 irons I've been hitting, but let's see, we'll look 2 more. Felt pretty good. Nice little draw again. 186 carry, 130 ball speed. Pretty good. One more. Not bad. Similar sort of flight again, 125 ball speed, 180 carry. So in terms of strikes there, pretty good. Wasn't perfectly at the centre, but pretty close. Now let's go one toe. So we were looking 180-ish carry, 125, slightly above ball speed. Yeah, that was way out the toe. See what happens. 122 ball speed, not too bad. 174 carry. So considering where I've hit that, wow, half the ball's not even on the greaves. Now, one more. So heel. Okay. Way off to the left. Definitely at the heel though. 180 carry, 125 ball speed, so not a massive drop off there on that sort of heel strike. So you can see the strikes there. One's pretty good at the middle, one off the toe, like half the ball was off the face, and then you can see the one towards the heel there at the end there. So pretty good test there with the Mizuno. So back to the 7 irons now. So we've got Ping G400. So same shaft, same test, 3 centre. Okay, pretty good. Nice little draw. 166 carry, 122 ball speed. Felt good, a bit higher. Wow, perfectly at the middle of that day. 124, Ball speed 190 carry, spin was low there. Struck that good. Pretty good strike again, nice little draw. 123, ball speed 187 carry. So this is long, spin rates are low today. Could be face tape, could be trackman, I'm not sure, but you can see ball flight there, pretty consistent. Now, ball striking was good there. So let's go toe first on this next one. Way off the toe. Again, almost missed half the ball in the grooves. So 112, big drop off there in ball speed, 147 in distance, spin went up a lot there. Obviously open face, it's going to increase the spin anyway. So now, one up the hill. Weren't a great strike that sort of low heely. 150 carry, 110 ball speed, so fair bit of a drop down there in speed. So if we look at the strikes there with the ping, you can see the ones hit out the middle really good. The one toe, almost half the ball's off the grooves, and then the one off the heel there at the end. So really good test there with the Ping G400. So next up, TaylorMade MC GP, same shaft, KBS Tour 120 stiff. So 3 centre strikes to begin with. Okay, pretty good strike. 160 carry, 120 ball speed. Wasn't perfect at the middle, it was pretty good though. Slightly better strike that. 122 ball speed, 162 carry. Okay, another one of those would be good. $119 ball speed, 160 carry, a little bit to the left there. So now let's go one toe and then one heel. They were pretty good strikes. Okay, low bottom, toe-ish, 164 carry still, 118 ball speed, so that was more low than toe, but obviously weren't a great strike, but slightly towards the toe. Now, one off the heel. That was way out the heel. You can see with the ball flight there, 116 ball speed, not bad, still got the carry. Spin was low, it's probably why you got the carry, but I'm looking at ball speed there, not too much of a drop off. So let's take a look at the strikes there. So you can see with the TaylorMade MC GP, one way out towards the heel there. The one off the toe was kind of more low, but you see there, slight drop off in distance. One's out the middle, pretty good. So not bad test there, TaylorMade MC GP. So next up we've got Titleist 718 AB1, KBS Tour 120 stiff shaft, so 3 centre strikes. So pretty good. Yeah, out the middle. 116 ball speed, 157 carry. But good again, 118 ball speed, similar. Exactly the same carry. 113 ball speed, slight drop off there. Distance went slightly up, so funny reading on the spin rate there, really low spin rate, so might have to ignore the distance there, but strike really good in terms of centre. Now, let's go one out the toe. Okay, pretty good test that, low toe. 116 ball speed, not a massive drop off there. 156 carry. Now, last one out the hill. 116 ball speed, Not massive drop-offs, 160 carry, so pretty good ball speed numbers there from the Titleist. So there's your stripe patterns. Obviously, one's out the centre really good, low toe, and then that last one there at the heel, so pretty good test there for the AP1. So last but not least, Wilson D300 7 iron, KBS Tool 120 stiff shaft. So 3 centre to begin with. Felt good, yeah, pretty good strike. Nice little draw. 123 ball speed, spin was low there, so what can happen with the tape on it. So distance was way up there. Flushed it. Look at that, nice little draw. 121 ball speed. So yeah, you can see distances fluctuate, but that's the spin rates here. Probably because I've got the tape on it on trackman. Pretty good strike again, just slightly tugged it. 124 ball speed, so not bad. Pretty good performance so far. Now finally 2 off centre ones there. One toe. Yeah, pretty good test that out the toe. Still got up to 119 ball speed, mind you. 158 carry. Okay, last one at the heel. Way out the heel that. Felt the club twist. Still got 117 ball speed though, so pretty good performance there. So looking at the stripe pattern on the Wilson, pretty good test there. Some good ones out the middle. One there off the toe, and then one there off the heel. Okay, so some interesting results there on the trackman. Obviously the spin rates are a little bit out. We did have face tape on these clubs. Sometimes on the trackman the spin rates can be a little bit affected. So I'm not really going to take the spin rates into consideration in comparing these clubs today. What I will be taking in consideration is ball speed, dispersion of the shots, the height of the shots, the smash factor, the difference between sort of the centre strikes and the off-centre strikes, the differences in sort of ball speed, how much they drop as well. So first of all, we tried Callaway Big Bertha. You saw from the face tape, strike was reasonably close to the middle, but there was some heel and toe strikes there. Where the Callaway performed well was actually on distance. On carry, it was pretty long. There wasn't too much dispersion in the distance. You can see on the screen here, 4 shots finished virtually in the same spot, and there was just that one that went off the toe that moved off to the right, which did bring down some of the averages in terms of dispersion of all the shots. But actually, Callaway, pretty good performance there. Next we moved on to the Cobra, and again with the face tape, obviously across the face there. Where the Cobra performed well was actually on dispersion from left to right, pretty good. You can see from the graphic there, pretty straight. You can see the ball flight pretty straight. Where it was let down was probably the ball speed dropped off, the smash factor wasn't great, and the sort of the carry distances weren't quite consistent enough for me. So that's where the Cobra was let down, but not too bad. So next up we've got the Mizuno JPX 900 hot metal. Again, pretty good test there across the face. One of the shots out the toe, I think it was, almost missed the face. Half the ball was sort of outside of the grooves, and it still performed, so I was really impressed with the performance of the JPX. It performed well in sort of consistency of carry. You can see with the graphics there, even with the sort of off-centre strikes, pretty impressive. Smash factor was really good on it. There wasn't too much of a drop off in that. The ball speed was pretty consistent, wasn't too much of a drop off, even though it was a 6 iron, slightly harder to hit. Overall, it sort of performed pretty well in all categories, so pretty good club. So next up I tried the Ping G400, and good test, so clearly at the middle, toe and heel. In terms of the performance of this club, it was let down in the drop off in ball speed, out the toe and centre strikes. Smash factor wasn't great. I was getting some funny readings on the trackman. I know the spin rates were up and down. I had some long distance carry shots and some shorter ones. If you actually look at the graphic on the screen, pretty tight dispersion of all the shots, even the ones out the toe and the heel, so pretty straight club. But I wasn't quite getting the distance, and I wasn't quite getting the consistency in the distance either. It was a little bit up and down, but that could have been down to the sort of spin rates that I was getting on the TrackMan. So pretty straight ping, but in the other categories didn't perform great. So next up we've got the TaylorMade MC GP. I've reviewed this recently, quite a new club, and I hit it really well in testing. So where this performed well was really high smash factor, or consistency of smash factor, and also the ball speed was pretty good. Didn't drop off too much on the toe and the heel strikes. So that's where sort of the TaylorMade performed well. The height was a little bit inconsistent, but actually look at the dispersion, it was pretty good. So overall pretty good performance there from the MC GP. Next up we've got the Titleist 718 AP1. Again, pretty good testing of this club. I was really impressed in a lot of categories with this club actually. The ball speed was really good, hardly dropped off at all off the toe and the heel strikes. Smash factor was good, wasn't much difference in the smash factor. The side total was a little bit inconsistent, but that was more to do with the toe and the heel strikes. If you looked at the graphic on the screen, dispersion of this club, really impressed with the centre strikes. You can see that almost hit the line, and then one out to the right off the toe, one out to the left out the heel. So you can see, but the good thing was about this Titleist club was the consistency and the distance. You can see across the board there on all those shots on the graphic, very consistent distances, even on these miss hits. Speed of the club didn't drop down too much, so you can see the distance control of this is really good. Obviously the direction went a little bit off with the off-centre strikes, but other than that, really good performance from the Titleist AP1. Finally, Wilson D300. Again, looking at the graphic on the screen, you can see pretty straight. Obviously you had the one out the toe and the heel that went off to the right and to the left. In terms of where this club performed well was ball speed, didn't drop off too much from the off-centre hits. So the smash factor stayed pretty high, that was pretty good. It was let down with the dispersion of the shots. Although the centre strikes were pretty good, it was the off-centre ones that did go off a little bit. It was a little bit let down in terms of the carry distances for the Wilson D300, but other than that, not too bad. Like the ones out the middle, really consistent. Obviously the one toe and heel, not quite as good. So there's my roundup of the 7 clubs. I've given them a rating on ball speed, smash factor, differences in carry distances, difference in sort of side total, so dispersion of the shots, and the height as well, so like the trajectory of the shots, how consistent they are. So I've given them a grade just looking at the stats that I've got from the TrackMan. Obviously I didn't take in consideration like distance with these clubs because it was a little bit up and down with the spin rates. I didn't take in consideration the spin rates either. I just went more on the dispersion of the shots and the trajectory, and obviously the ball speed drop off when you hit them off centre. So I've tallied all the points up, and 7th place was Ping G400, 6th place was Wilson D300, 5th place was, I was surprised by this, Callaway Big Bertha. It was just a little bit let down in the dispersion and the smash factor, but other than that, and the side total as well, but pretty good. Like, how that's come 5th place, I don't know. 4th place, Cobra King F7. So it's left me with a top 3. So I've got Mizuno JPX 900 hot metal, the TaylorMade MC GP, and the Titleist AP1. All 3 clubs performed really well, and I think before I looked at these numbers, it would have been very difficult for me to pick out any of these clubs just from the feel, because it's really hard to do. But when you break it down and you take a look at some of the numbers, like I tried to give it as fair a test as possible, I've sort of come out with these as the top 3. And in 3rd place is the TaylorMade MC GP. It's very close between the top 3. But 2nd place was Mizuno JPX 900 hot metal. And the overall winner in the game improvement iron, in my opinion, 2017, is the Titleist 718 AP1. I thought that, looking at the data, and I know from hitting it in recent testing, it performed really well. So for me, that is the top performing club in 2017 on the way I hit it today on the TrackMan. All these clubs are good. Obviously, I could do this test another day. It could be a club slightly different, but I would expect, like, I was pretty impressed. Those top 3, they were slightly ahead of the rest. So fair play to Mizuno, TaylorMade, and Titleist. From my opinion, I think they've made some good clubs there, but Titleist #1 for me. So golfers, I hope you enjoyed the video. I tried to do that as fair as possible. If you've got any sort of questions or anything you think I could do better next time, I'd appreciate your feedback. So we'll be looking to do this with sort of some cavity backs and some muscle backs as well at some point. But golfers, in the meantime, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Obviously, we've got a great facility here, Aintree. I've seen some of you already that have come and watched the videos and come and visit us for a fitting. Absolutely free to do that as part of the American Golf Club scheme, so it'd be good to see you. But in the meantime, guys, enjoy your golf, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.